All right, hi.
Hello. Welcome back to the Hive Mind. I'm
What up?
Genevieve.
I'm Autumn.
I'm Abby.
I'm Alexis.
Today, Abby, what's your case?
Sylvia likens.
Sylvia likens.
Very, not even interesting, just brutal.
Intense.
Rough.
Does anyone have anything to share?
Any fun
Anything
things
fun?
before this intense case?
Girl. if
Yeah,
you don't
I
stop
know
moving
that
the
I
table.
will never.
Hold on.
It already died?
Really?
I'm hoping that
No.
No, it's very.
It's very I said it's not interesting. It's, what did I say? It's,
it's not interesting. It's brutal.
yeah. We just hear
Have
dun
fun
dun
with
dun
that
dun.
cock. He's about to play it. Knew it.
Bum 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 bum. All right, restart.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Howdy.
Welcome back to the Hive Mind. I'm Genevieve.
I'm Autumn.
I'm Abby.
I'm Alexis.
Today, we're going to be talking about Abby's case.
Sylvia likens. Very depressing.
Rough.
Aggressive.
Brutal. Brutal.
Does anyone think... hey.
Hello.
Hey. Hello? I forgot how to talk. Does anyone have anything interesting about their week to share? I'm on one today. I can't speak. I think
have
I'm having a
dentist appointment
stroke.
tomorrow.
Ooh, just a cleaning.
Yeah.
I'm making my braces off in August.
Fine. How long have you had them?
Finally.
Almost 2 years.
Damn.
Actually, more
I had
than
mine for
probably
4.
2 years.
Damn.
4.
4.
I think I did it for like a
Oh.
year.
Get on my
Foul
level. I had some
knees.
fuck teeth.
Dang.
Full teeth.
Yeah, I
I'm
just
dead.
decided to replace mine. I said, fuck that.
She said veneers. Pop those caps on.
So sorry, ma'am.
Jenna. Oh.
Now you're blind.
Now you're blind.
I have to make a eye doctor's appointment. I was
Because you're
supposed-
blind.
Yeah, I was supposed to get my prescription renewed back in February.
Oh.
Boom. And I might be getting a new phone tomorrow. Oh my god, wait. Today is my little sister's birthday, so on the
Happy
day that we're
birthday!
recording, happy birthday, Emma.
Happy birthday.
It won't be when this goes out, but
That's
on
okay.
the day that we're recording, today is her birthday.
It's also Angie's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Anyone have anything else?
They all went to my little brother's graduation party.
Yeah.
Got
Slayed.
drunk,
I did the
Yep.
Cotton Eye Joe.
She did.
Oh,
Yeah, you
she
did. You were-
slayed.
You were
My
fucking
mom-
it
Oh, the
up.
Cotton Eye Joe is my shit.
I thought you were gonna start kicking up dirt with her.
That-
For real.
that or
She
the-
she told me, she's like, she's about to start kicking up some dirt.
That or you start playing the cha-cha slide. No, I can't
It
resist.
played as soon as you left. I was like,
Are you
Jenna's not
Cupid
here.
Shuffle.
Oh, the Cupid Shuffle.
Oh, that one too. But the
Yeah.
cha-cha slide just...
My mom was extremely drunk.
She was
And-
hilarious.
She tried dancing with me and Jenna at the Cotton Eye Joe, and she was like, "You
Oh.
know what? Fuck y'all, bitches."
And then she also did the wobble with us. She did that
Oh,
one
yeah,
pretty
she
good.
did.
She did. She almost fell over a few times, but it's okay.
No one's paying
She
attention.
spilled beer on
She
me.
had
She
fun.
spilled beer on
Right when I
every
got
single
there.
person she hugged.
She went,
Not
hey!
me. She didn't spill beer on me.
I didn't get beer. I got, who the fuck is she?
She
Yeah.
did, yeah.
And then she danced with Jer.
Yeah.
Yep. Twice. Danced with Jared twice. Hugged him. Was like hugging him and going like this.
Slow dancing.
I'm like,
Jared
"Are you
really
okay?"
got with
This
it.
is also her first time meeting him.
That's a great first impression.
that. Okay.
Love you, Trina.
Trina.
I
My
Trina,
bad.
love you.
I was about to
You're
say
the
Tina.
I
cutest.
thought you were gonna say love
You're
you,
so much
team.
fun.
Love you, team.
Love you, Mom.
Love you.
Okay, do you want to get into your case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Are
floor
we
is
going to do a
yours.
trigger warning?
Oh,
Yes.
yes. No, before I even start, multiple trigger warnings. I'll say it again once, like, the really bad stuff starts to happen, because the beginning's more tame. It's just some of the background information, and then once the bad stuff...
It gets rough.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Holy ma'am.
It's 17 pages.
Fuck.
And it's
That's
like
gonna be a
what?
two-parter.
Yeah, we might want to
It's
do
size
it 2
11
parts.
font.
And it's
No.
not double spaced, by the way.
No, it's not.
You wrote a fucking.
Oh wait.
Essay.
Does anyone have a
Essay.
timer going?
I will.
Just so we
Yeah,
can
we might need
see.
to do 2.
Because then we'll know if we need to do 2 parts.
I
Yeah.
got
'Cause
you.
if we hit like 45, we'll probably
Yeah.
stop and then you can finish.
Got it.
On Wednesday, we'll do that before Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What's so funny?
Are we good, Jamie? What's going on?
Is it?
Should we just do audio then? Okay, we'll
Okay.
just do audio.
Okay, we're
Sorry
doing
for
audio.
no
Sorry,
video.
there's no video.
We'll try next time.
Yes.
Our official camera is not
Jamie
here.
too
Jamie too
decided he
Has
had to work.
decided
So-
that
How rude.
Loser.
we had to wake up at 7:30 this morning
Boom.
Why?
because
Oh, I was up at 7:40
Oh,
this
geesh.
morning.
Yeah, I Snapchatted you.
I was like,
Hello.
why am I up? And I could not go back to sleep. And then I took like a 4-hour nap today.
No, I literally he's like, I have to come on, I gotta get up and go to work, and I was like, okay, and then got up, got in my car, drove home, and went back to bed. So, the beginning of the case.
Wake up the nicotine in there.
Yeah.
It's Sylvia. What?
Sylvia Likens.
Likens.
So this is a very heartbreaking and honestly unbelievable story. Oh, sorry in advance if
Oh,
I
my
stutter.
mom.
I do that a lot.
We
Oh,
all
You're
have.
good. I think we figured that out after 1, 2.
So this is a very heartbreaking and honestly unbelievable story of the murder and torture of Sylvia Likens, which took place in Indianapolis, Indiana, October of 1965.
That's only like 6-7 hours from us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Close.
Indianapolis isn't
Yeah.
even 6 hours. That's
Yeah,
where I
no.
took my test at.
Yeah.
What is that? 4 hours, babe?
Okay.
He shrugged.
We're gonna answer.
Ignored.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Not far.
So close. Some say this is one of the most disturbing crimes in Indiana history. The 16-year-old girl was tortured and beaten over a 3-month period by at least 10 people, if not more.
16.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Wait, you said she was 16?
Yeah.
I spaced out for a second. I looked at you and I was like,
Huh?
there was no thought.
What?
Huh?
It was beaten by over 10 people.
She, not it.
Yeah, ma'am.
I didn't know. I don't know why I said it. To be honest with you, I knew it was
Tortured
she.
and beaten over a 3-month period.
Why did I say it? I don't even remember saying
That's so
it.
rude. Okay, Indianapolis homicide chief and 35-year officer was quoted saying, "This is the most disturbing act I have ever come across. Remember, he's been doing this for 35 years."
So
Damn.
she's not his first victim.
No, the police chief that was on
Oh,
the case
he's
said,
been working for.
yes,
Okay.
and said that this is the most disturbing thing he's ever seen.
Damn.
Sylvia Marie Likens was born January 3rd, 1949, and was the third child of 5 kids, being born between 2 sets of fraternal twins. Her parents are Lester and Betty Likens, and her older twin siblings were named Diana and Daniel, and then the younger twins, by only a year, were Jenny and Benny. I don't like how they rhyme.
So what's her name?
Sylvia.
So is Sylvia, she was the only one who wasn't a twin.
Yes.
Okay.
So it goes, Diana and Daniel are the first set, and then Sylvia, and then Jenny and
Oh,
Benny.
so they had it.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's the middle.
Damn.
Okay.
Jenny, her younger sister, suffered from a notable limp as she had polio and wore a silver brace on her leg, just obviously because she was limping.
Because she had polio.
Yeah. Sylvia would try and help her family make money by doing things like babysitting or running errands for people and neighbors. Sylvia's parents struggled. They had a very rocky marriage, and they moved a lot to the point where they had lived in 19 separate addresses from 1949 to 1965.
19? Could you imagine
1949
moving
to
that many
65?
times?
That's less than 20 years, and you're moving 19
different
times.
addresses.
So her father only had up to an 8th grade education, which probably did not help. For work, Betty and Lester, the parents, traveled and worked for the carnival as concession workers, which explains why they moved around so
I was just going to
much.
say that explains it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up-
Still 19 different
That's a lot.
addresses. That's a whole lot.
Oftentimes this would go on when the kids were in school. So For some reason, they would bring the boys with them, but then leave the girls at home, which didn't really make any sense. Like, why are you only bringing your sons but leaving the girls at home? This means
To the carnival?
yeah, like to travel with them.
Oh.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
weird.
This means that a lot of the time Sylvia and Jenny would be left with their grandparents. The older sister, like the older set of twins, Diana, was married super young, so she was out of the house and married already at 18. Sylvia was very protective of her sister Jenny, and they would go roller skating together, and she would help Jenny around the rink because of her leg. Obviously.
Was Jenny younger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately now, this is where it gets darker. Not to the worst, but
So,
darker.
Trigger warning.
Yeah. This is where they meet the villain of the case.
The villain.
Not even the villain, literally the devil. In June of 1965, Sylvia and Jenny are still living with their parents in Indiana, and on July 3rd of 1965, Sylvia's mother was arrested for shoplifting and sent to jail. And in this time, Lester is going to be on the road at the carnival, so he needs to find someone who can watch Sylvia and Jenny. For some reason, they cannot stay with the grandparents. I couldn't really find out why. Jenny and Sylvia had gotten to know a few of their classmates from school. At Arsenal Technical High School, they met Stephanie and Paula Benezuski, or Beniczewski. It's a very, high Polish area, so it could be either way. But I'm just going to say Benezuski.
Okay.
They became friends, and so Lester had made an agreement with Stephanie and Paula's mom, Gertrude, the devil, to watch the girls while he was gone, and in return he would pay her $20 a week for their boarding and care, which at that time was really good money.
So they're just staying with their friends.
They're staying at Stephanie and Paula's house, with their mom
Okay.
and the rest of their family. Gertrude, their mom, the devil, had promised to take care of Sylvia and Jenny as if they were her own. Gertrude was born September 19th, 1928, and she was born in Indianapolis to a middle-class family and at 16, she dropped out of high school and married John Stephen Benezuski, who was 18 at the time. They had 4 children together, and he was very violent and abusive towards her, and after 10 years, they got a divorce. And only weeks later, she married Edward Guthrie, who was also abusive, and they divorced after only 3 months of marriage. And they never had any kids. So for some reason, Gertrude went back to John, her first husband, and they got remarried and ended up having 2 more kids together, having a total of 6 kids. Gertrude and John then once again got a divorce, so this is their second divorce. Weeks after her third divorce is finalized, she meets 22-year-old Dennis Lee Wright, and they end up having a son together, Jesus, named Dennis Jr. Together.
Okay, I'm a little lost. I'm sorry to stop
No, you're
you.
good.
So are we talking about Paula, her mom?
Yeah, this is Paula and Stephanie's
So
mom.
Mrs.
Benezuski.
Benezuski.
I just
Okay.
Gertrude.
Okay.
So
This is-
the family friend that's watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, they're not family friends. It's just the girls that they were friends
I
with.
was
Mom.
slightly confused.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is just kind of her lore, her backstory.
Okay.
So now it's
The lore of the Benezuski family.
Yeah. So now it's 1965, and Gertrude has 7 children. She never married Dennis.
7.
Yeah, I know.
Holy
Ouch.
hell.
I could not imagine.
My coochie hurts just thinking about that.
Ouch. That's probably a lot of hospital bills.
Oh yeah.
Unless she had them at home, which is dangerous.
I mean, back in that time, though.
Yeah, true. So now it's 1965, and she has 7 children. She never married Dennis. Dennis was not an attentive father and would skip out on child support. Now Gertrude is 37 and a single mother. She was described by people as haggard, underweight, and asthmatic.
Haggard?
Yeah.
What the fuck does haggard
What's
mean?
haggard?
Kind of like that, like a cough.
So asthmatic and grumbly.
She was she was known for chain smoking. She was just kind of dirty, I guess. Not that chain smokers are dirty,
Haggard.
but she was just kind of, I don't know.
She was like that random chick you'd see at some random store at the gas station.
And you just know that they
her.
just smoked a pack.
Yeah, you can hear it
Yeah.
in their voice.
Yeah.
Girl, you don't stop.
People would often comment that she looked older than what she was, probably because she was, again, chronic chain smoker. She was said to be struggling from depression and taking heavy doses of prescription drugs.
I mean, homegirl has 50 children.
Yeah.
I was going to say
There's something
50
going on.
children. How
Yeah.
many abusive daddies?
2. 2 out of the... Well, the one she didn't have a kid with, but 2 out of the 3 husbands were
Damn.
shits.
Shits.
Their house was known in the neighborhood as the hangout house because of how relaxed Gertrude was with the kids when they were in
There
her
ain't no
home.
controlling 7 children.
No.
No.
The kids were able to talk about whatever, smoke, drink, and Gertrude would earn a few dollars by ironing the neighbor's laundry.
I want that.
That's it? Not even like washing?
No,
just
just
ironing
ironing
it?
Just ironing.
I guess it is like a
Again,
busy
it was
task.
1965.
Yeah.
So, it's right after the 4th of July, and Sylvia and Jenny move into the Banazuski
Hey, we're
house.
about to be at the 4th of July.
4th of July.
Oh, you know.
Don't
Oh,
put them
that's
Pop some
fucking
firecrackers.
me.
Don't pop them on me. Where the police at?
Thank
They're
the
the police
police
right
right
there.
We get off at 3.
Talking to
I'm
your
gonna be
mic,
up-
Autumn.
Yeah, talking to your mic.
I'm gonna get off at 3.
I'm not going to
On
be
the
here.
4th? You
the
work
4th.
on the 4th?
Yeah.
I work until 3.
Damn.
I just realized we don't work on the 4th.
Do we have plans?
You're
We
gonna
can
be
talk
gone?
about it after.
I'm going to be up north. I know, I didn't want to go.
Tell them no.
I
We can go
did.
kayaking or something.
I was going to say we can talk about it after, but
Yeah.
let's do something.
Yes.
I just needed to.
That
Please
could be our
don't
girls'
forget.
day. We could have the girls' day 4th of
Yes.
July.
You need to tell them.
I
that you
can't.
need to
I've
come
already
home
tried.
early.
I've already tried.
And I can do like a
Drive there
bonfire.
Saturday.
We'll come to
after.
you.
It's 10 hours.
We'll come to you.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
What part of... Well, I'll ask you later. I don't
They're
want
going
to
to
say...
be following you.
Yeah.
Well, I
The
was gonna
Hive
try to
Mind
see if where
stalker.
it's where I've been up
I-
north, but I don't
I
want to
look-
ask you on the pod, and then people are following you.
Huh?
I just looked for the camera.
I look out my
I keep
grandma's
doing
back
that.
window and I just see a figure.
It's Jeremy.
Our next
No.
story.
The Hive Mind stalker. Okay. So, it's right after the 4th of July, and Sylvia and Jenny move into the Banazuski house. Lester, Sylvia, and Jenny's dad knew that Gertrude was poor and didn't really have a lot of money, but he didn't really want to intrude on their home life and just how they live. But he never encouraged Gertrude to put his daughters in... No, he did encourage Gertrude to put his daughters in line if needed. Lester had never
So
stepped...
you can smack them around if needed.
Yeah, basically. Lester had never stepped foot inside Gertrude's home before, dropping the girls off, and if he had, he would have obviously seen that she is not able to take on 2 more kids. The house,
She has 50 already.
yeah,
Mhm.
the house was not equipped at all. There was not even an oven.
But you're telling me that this dude would leave his kids with someone never stepping foot in their
Yeah.
house?
I don't
There's
know.
no fucking
I
way.
don't know.
Wow.
How do
You gotta
do
be a
that?
lazy ass fucking parent.
Yeah.
Well, he's traveling with the boys, but
Still.
Still.
bring the girls with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can
They can
travel
help
with 2
sell
boys.
popcorn.
Yeah. I still don't get that. Why he wouldn't bring his daughters if he brings his sons.
Were the boys the youngest?
No, it was because it's a boy and a girl in both sets of twins.
So it's an
The
oldest
boy
and a
the
youngest.
youngest boy, yeah.
That is ridiculous. Just
So
bring them
it's-
all.
It's an 18-year-old boy and a 15-year-old boy.
Okay, but there's still an 18-year-old girl and a 15-year-old girl,
Well,
and then one in between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That makes no sense.
So when the girls are at the house, they are sharing a room with 11-year-old Marie and 10-year-old Shirley and 8-year-old Jimmy, and there was only one mattress.
So there's 5 kids in that room.
And
Yeah,
one
so
mattress.
5 kids all trying to sleep on one mattress. All was going well during the first 2 weeks of their stay at the house. They were treated well. Sylvia would help out around the house during doing chores, trying to also do more work to make up for Jenny because it was hard for her to do stuff with her leg.
I wonder if that's kind of why they left Jenny behind.
Probably.
And then they probably left her with Sylvie.
Yeah, Sylvia.
So that way she had
Someone.
like a family member to be along with.
Mhm.
But still.
Yeah, I don't know. 2 weeks into the girl's stay is when things really started to get bad. So
They stayed for a long time with these people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whew.
Apparently Lester's check failed to arrive at Gertrude's house, which sent Gertrude into a fit. And in response
Where's
to
my
that,
$20?
yeah.
Where's
In
my 2 cents?
In response to that, where did it go?
Sorry, we're like totally messing around.
No, it's fine. Where did it go? Oh, in response to that, she started to direct her anger towards the girls. She would beat their bare butts with a paddle and yell, "I took care of you 2 little bitches for nothing." And then lo and behold, the check would come in like 2 days later. It's not like Lester isn't sending the check. They would just get lost or take longer to get to the house. Then the dates Lester would say that the checks would arrive. And when Lester said that Gertrude could straighten out the girls, I'm pretty sure this is not what he meant.
No.
No, not at all.
No.
So, in late August of 1965, both girls were beaten 15 times with a paddle after Paula, Gertrude's oldest daughter, had accused them of eating too much food at their church, gathering.
Dude.
Yeah.
Eating too much food. They're fucking
It's free
hungry.
food. They're hungry.
Yeah, and it's free food. It's probably was like a
I'd be on that
potluck.
shit.
I'd be like,
You'd be
Oh, wow.
stuffing it down like a vacuum cleaner.
I'd be stuffing it in my fucking purse.
Yeah.
Taking it home with me,
Bring
wrapping it
to-go
in a
containers.
napkin. It's like in Napoleon Dynamite when he puts tater tots in his pocket.
Yeah.
That's
I
me.
loved the brunch at church. Loved it. There was always donuts, apple juice. I loved their apple juice. Yeah.
Put them in your pockets.
Yeah.
Have a little snack to go. So now basically they were on the receiving end of anything that annoyed or irritated Gertrude. The girls were now on edge all of the time, as one would be,
Obviously.
trying not to do
They have every
anything
right to be.
yeah, that could possibly irritate Gertrude, worried that something will happen to them.
Like eating food.
Yeah, literally eating food, trying to survive.
The amount of anxiety that now comes with probably eating food
Yeah.
or doing anything. So they're probably also starving, not just because of Gertrude not giving them food, but because they're too scared to eat it.
Hello.
It's an interesting one.
Soon, Gertrude would abuse them in broad daylight. She wasn't hiding it, and being frail and thin herself, she didn't really have a lot of strength. She did suffer from asthma and was constantly chain smoking once again. Because she was so weak, her weapons of choice were a heavy paddle, a leather belt, and
Ooh.
the belt was possibly one of her ex-boyfriend's
Ex-boyfriend?
husband, baby
A
daddies.
boyfriend? Abusive.
Whoa.
Fuck.
Oh, good Lord, woman.
We're all having
Um,
strokes tonight.
Yeah. The belt was possibly from one of her ex-guys who was a police officer.
Oh.
So it was thick. Once
Those babies
Yeah.
are thick.
Yeah.
I have one for my
Those
uniform.
things will go.
and it's
I
like
do.
it's like a layer of leather and then it's leather braided
Yeah.
over top, so that thing's like this thick.
That is crazy.
I know y'all can't see this, but
so like an inch.
yeah, just picture it.
Where did it go?
We gotta vamp while she finds
Oh.
it. Vamp, vamp, vamp.
Once Gertrude was too tired, she would call her daughter Paula in. It was often known that Sylvia and Paula would always butt heads and that they were around the same age, Sylvia being 16 and Paula being 17. And at one point, Paula hit Sylvia so hard that it broke Paula's wrist. So now she has a hard cast and has a better weapon against Sylvia.
No.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sorry. You're 17 and you think that that's okay.
Literally.
But you also have to think that's like what she's been growing up thinking with is like okay, and that's no excuse for it, but like that's
you-
all
That's
she
all she
knows.
sees.
Yeah.
But do you think Gertrude?
Gertrude. Do you think Gertrude?
Do you think she abused her own kids?
I
I-
don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like probably, but not as much as Sylvia and
yeah.
Jenny, but a kind of every once in a while.
Yeah.
That way that they're also seeing it and dealing with it and being like, oh, this happens to me. It's going to happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
So by mid-August of 1965, Sylvia had become the main target of the abuse rather than Jenny, because Jenny had polio once again. So they may have felt bad for her and didn't want to somehow hurt her more. because like with her already
So
leg
beat her
injury.
able-bodied sister.
Yeah.
Wow.
The only help she has.
Yeah.
For real.
Jenny was more reserved and quiet, where Sylvia was more outspoken, so Sylvia was more likely to say something. Jenny would be told to join in on the abusing of her sister, or else she would end up also being abused. There's not really any information on how often Jenny had to join in on the beating of her sister.
Today. I keep elbowing this wall.
I thought it was your head.
It's like when from my case, spend money
Yeah.
when
Fan money.
Fan money was like, I was saying it really too fast. I shouldn't have.
So
That's gonna fuck me up. But how they would be like, if you don't smile, I'm gonna make it worse.
Yeah,
for you.
Yeah.
exactly. Some of the other Banaszewski kids were encouraged to beat up on Sylvia and were basically using her as one of their practice dummies for karate. They would slam Sylvia into walls, into the floor. I know.
I can just see this in my head.
I'm
My
literally
God.
like picturing her getting like shit whipped against the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, they
you
would.
know, sorry to interrupt, but you know, back in like 2017 when kids would like jump up against the lockers like
Oh,
flat
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a star, that's what I pictured them doing to her.
Oh my God.
It's not like supposed to be funny, but like that's all I could.
That's the first thought.
Yes.
So they would slam Sylvia into the walls and into the
The
floor.
walls.
And her
The walls.
her skin would oftentimes be used as an ashtray. Yeah.
What the
Oh,
So like
Gertrude, you
burning the
stupid
cigarettes
bitch.
on her.
Yeah, basically just putting the
this
cigarettes
poor
out on her.
lady. This poor babe.
Mm-hmm. They would throw her down basement stairs,
Oop.
rub salt into the skin that was already cut open.
Oh,
no, I hope I don't fall.
That sounds like the case that we just covered. Fan money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they put like spices and
Yeah.
hot sauce and shit into her wounds.
And then also either the kids, remind you, Gertrude's kids, so could be 10-year-olds, or Gertrude would make her take scalding hot baths to apparently cleanse her of her sins.
They used
Sorry,
to do
ma'am.
that
Gertrude, you're the
in-
one that should be in that fucking bathtub, you dumb bitch.
in
Yeah.
like insane asylums. They
Mhm.
used to do that to like patients if they were
Yeah.
acting out because it thought it would get rid of whatever was going
Really?
on in their
Yeah.
brain. Yeah, it would be like boiling water. Wow. And they would have to sit in there for hours.
And the same
And they'd be
people-
like chained in.
the
Yeah.
same people that were in that insane asylum would be people like us that just have anxiety.
Like anxiety.
Yep,
Because they
depression.
They just thought that's not right.
Yeah, like people's level of anxiety today, everyone would be in an insane asylum.
Postpartum depression, you're fucked.
Oh
getting
my
a lobotomy.
God.
Like it wasn't like you're actually like mentally, physically insane. You should not be able to like live out in society. It would be like
It's not like you're schizophrenic.
no. It
it's
was like
straight
you
up.
just have normal anxiety. You need to be in a
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Insane.
just
But like
you're worried that
schizophrenic
the
too,
pol-
you'd be in there. You'd be
Yeah.
Well,
like,
yeah, but I'm saying like
locked up.
not just that level.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
It should be known that Paula, the daughter, the 17-year-old, was a very willing participant in all of this, and other people and kids would come over, not just Gertrude's kids, like the neighborhood kids, would come over when all of this would be happening. And somehow, none of them thought that any of this stuff that they saw happening to Sylvia was wrong, or that they should tell their parents. They all would either watch
But
and
they're
join
also
in.
Kids.
I know.
It's also in the 60s, and I'm not saying that this is an excuse whatsoever, but it wasn't out of the norm
to beat
for-
your children.
to beat your children.
Yeah.
But not obviously
not to this
like, this
extent.
level, but it wasn't out of the norm.
So her house was still the hangout house
Yeah.
whenever
Yeah.
all this was happening.
Yeah. So they would either like think it's fine and not tell their parents and just watch, and or join in, or just ignore it, probably because they are seeing the adults doing it.
And thought it was okay.
Yeah, I was gonna burp,
Wow.
but I didn't. It went away.
You went like
She moved the
drive-by
mic out of
burger.
her. She moved the mic away from her mouth so fast.
If you pay attention in like any of the other podcasts, you'll see her do that. She goes, "Oh, you can't." See it.
She moves her
She
mic very
moves it over, like,
quickly.
a foot over and then just brings it straight back over.
Sorry about it. Comment
She's
below.
got to save the burps into the microphone for the ASMR episode.
Yes. I'm gonna drink a whole 2 liter of Croak before that.
Sprite.
No, it's Sprite.
Yeah.
Sprite, then you're all bubbly.
My dad wanted to do that. I'm
Headphone warning.
Oh.
I want to see you do that.
like,
I want to
Holy
see you do
shit.
that and then have one of the guys pick you up and shake you side to side.
She'd
That'd
probably
be
like
fucking
projectile vomit.
it would.
So Gertrude would grab Sylvia's hair, and one time when pulling her hair in the scalding hot bath, struck her head against the side of the bathtub to revive her when she was fainting.
I'm sorry, what?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Not
So she's
CPR.
what
Not
needs to
CPR.
happen.
You bash someone's
So
head in.
she's passing out from the heat of this boiling water
And
and,
let's just give her a concussion.
Yeah.
just grabs her head
That'll
by
help
her
her.
hair.
Instant fix.
Revive.
Anytime I
Wow.
think about someone getting hit on the head, I think of like the cartoons, either where they get that huge bump on their head
Oh
or
my
their
God.
head is
Right.
shaped like a fucking U. That's all I can think about. Like, bonk.
The noise, it's like a hollow, like metal rod. Just
Their entire body vibrates.
On one occasion in late August, Sylvia mentioned that she had a boyfriend and was just casually saying how she met her earlier in the spring when she was in California. Gertrude went on to ask Sylvia if they have ever done anything, and Sylvia didn't really understand what Gertrude was asking, so she was like, yeah, I did. She said that they had gone skating, gone to the beach, to the park, and to some other...
Ignore. Keep
Sorry,
going.
I felt bad.
I heard
for
a...
her when they think like Gertrude's like, oh. you
Oh,
haven't
well,
done
just wait,
anything?
just wait, just
That's
wait.
So I already can tell. That's just sad.
So, I'm sorry. Back up. I like totally zoned out. So, Gertrude took the kids to the park?
No, so Sylvia was talking about her boyfriend she had met in California like months prior before she started living with them.
Okay.
And Gertrude was kind of like asking if they've done anything, like
Okay.
done stuff, and she just thinking like, have they hung out?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, yeah, we went to the beach, went skating, the park with some other boys, and Jenny, all normal innocent teenager things.
Mhm.
Sylvia had continued to talk to Stephanie and Jenny in the room about her boyfriend and went to explain how she slept under a blanket with him. Literally, that's it. Gertrude then asked why she did that, and Sylvia just said, I don't know, and shrugged. So a couple days later, Gertrude commented that Sylvia was starting to look bigger in the stomach and how she looks like she's going to have a baby soon, implying that she's pregnant. Sylvia, of course, thinks she's joking and responds by saying, yeah, it sure is getting big. I just need to go on a diet. Gertrude then informed Sylvia and the rest of the girls in the house that if they were ever to do anything with a boy, they were sure to have a baby. She then kicks Sylvia in the vagina.
What?
I've had that happen to me. It hurts like a
Sick.
bitch.
That's like a
Ouch.
fucking bitch.
Swift soccer kick to the cooch.
Vagine.
For what?
Because she thinks she
Puss.
might be pregnant.
Why?
guess.
I would kick her in the
Wow.
stomach.
Yeah.
No,
No,
straight
no,
up the
I
cooch.
wouldn't. But like, why was
Get
her
out,
thought
kick her
process?
in the
Why
stomach.
was her thought process to kick her in the vagina
I
and not the
don't
stomach if she thinks she's
know.
pregnant?
Wow.
And okay, I'm sorry, but if
I feel like I need to clear that up too. I would not kick someone in the stomach if I thought they were pregnant. I misspoke.
if someone some 16-year-old girl was telling you, oh, yeah, we went to the beach or we went to skating, why was your first thought of fucking having sex?
Well, she said that they slept under a blanket. But Gertrude, of course, that psychotic bitch, thinks that means that they're doing the deed.
fucking
Do you need
under the
help?
sheets.
It's just going to stay like that. We're good.
Say,
Having
oh,
some
shit.
technical issues over here.
Call Jamie. He can help while we're
That's
recording.
like what I used to say.
Huh.
Slapping feet.
Again, you like
No!
feet.
No, I
And
don't.
she's a wolf.
I
Woo!
How we
I
summoned her the
don't.
other day.
Yeah, we did.
I don't.
Well, Alexis did. She was the only one. I was out in public,
don't.
or no, I was with my dad, and I was like, I can't record a video of me howling because I'm gonna have to explain the whole thing.
My howl was so good.
It was. You were like, oh, 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 oh. and then you were summoned.
Yeah, you showed up. You appeared.
You did.
You spawned out of thin air.
See, I knew it would work.
Guys, stop.
So after
She's not
Kurt-
actually a wolf. We just like to bully her.
No, she is.
Jesus fuck, we just like to bully her.
So after
Shut up, Abby.
can I read my story?
I had a delayed reaction.
Can I
saw what
read
you
my
said.
story?
Saw what you said. Yeah. go
Sorry,
ahead.
I saw what you said. So, after Gertrude swift kicked Sylvia into the cooch, Paula, of course, decides to participate by knocking Sylvia out of a chair onto the kitchen
Oh.
floor and saying, "You aren't fit to sit in a chair."
Oh.
Ironically, this is happening
is?
while Paula is 3 months pregnant.
You stupid bitch.
No fucking
shit. Yeah.
So
The plot twist.
she what?
Alexis is fucking bamboozled right now. She said,
So the
So Gwenzuki, what is her name?
Paula, Gertrude,
Gertrude.
the mom.
Okay, so Gertrude
Gwendolyn?
kicked Sylvia in the vagina because Sylvia could have been possibly
Yeah.
pregnant,
Couldn't.
Was
have been.
gaining
no,
weight.
She wasn't.
but
She was
that's where her
gaining
head
weight.
went to.
yeah.
And then Jenny was
No.
pregnant.
No, Paula, Gertrude's oldest daughter.
Oh, Paula.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
is pregnant. But for some reason they're abusing Sylvia because she just laid under a blanket with a boy. Hypocrites, all of you.
Yeah, it makes sense logically.
Yeah. During this
That was
time,
sarcasm.
By the way,
during this time, Stephanie, who is Sylvia and Jenny's friend from school, also one of Gertrude's kids, would always try to stick up for Sylvia and would try and take some of the items that Gertrude and Paula were using to beat Sylvia. Sylvia was often starved, while other times she was then force-fed. In one instance, there was I can't pay attention with you making them faces.
She just like twitched out of nowhere. She was like,
Autumn has ticks as well.
I don't. Holy fuck, Alexis.
that was a good laugh.
What?
That was a great
Do
laugh.
we need to refill your prescription for flea and tick?
I'm fucking leaving.
That was so
Okay, I'm gonna be honest right now. It is only me in this friend group that gets bullied. Only me.
I'm literally
Holy
crying.
shit. Holy shit. That was a good one, Abby. Oh my
No,
god.
don't boost her fucking
No, I am because you have to admit that was the best fucking
That
comeback.
was fucking awesome.
That was a good one, but I hate you, motherfucker.
Okay, well, if someone said it to me, you would be laughing your ass off.
I would be.
We gotta
Exactly.
cut smart after this.
What did you say?
Oh, I've already got it on.
Hey!
I've already no.
What the fuck?
She's got a monthly order on Amazon,
Yeah, I
a
was
scheduled
gonna
order.
say, it should be here tomorrow. Don't worry.
My dad does that for our dog food, and he has like 17 packages right now.
Do you need some?
No.
I might have some extra at my house. The silence after that.
I straight up cheers.
We'll never say.
Alexis is crying.
Jesus fuck. You actually have tears
Yes.
in your eyes.
Jamie, Alexis is crying.
All because fucking Abby made a stupid ass little flea
Do you
and tick
need
joke.
more flea and tick medication?
No.
You need to plant some lavender around your house. They'll
I
stay
have
away.
lavender.
That's good. Plant it because they'll stay away.
I don't need to plant it.
Then
It's
you
already
won't be so
planted.
itchy all the time.
She's over
Fuck
here
out.
scratching her head with her foot.
She can't bend that far.
She's kicking the ground while trying to scratch herself.
Dude,
What is your
Autumn.
problem today?
We are getting so sidetracked. There's definitely going to need to be a part 2.
Yes.
No.
What are we at?
400 hours.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Holy minutes.
Nobody.
fuck.
I'll speed
Yeah.
run.
Yes, find a spot where you can like part if you need to.
That was weird.
Stupid bitch.
Autumn just flipped me off.
Okay.
Sylvia was oftentimes starved, and then other times she was force-fed. In one instance, there was a neighborhood boy named Randy Gordon who helped Gertrude and Paula force feed a hot dog covered in condiments and anything you can think of. Ketchup, mustard, mayo, multiple spices.
Hot dog.
Alexis does not like any condiments.
I don't.
That's why she gagged.
Just imagine being force-fed a hot dog.
But it's like covered in like cinnamon,
Oh,
cloves. Yeah, I just said ketchup, mustard, mayo, multiple spices. And then they forced her to eat all of it. She obviously threw up because who wouldn't? And then they forced her to eat her own vomit.
You.
There's a lot of
bitches.
connections between like your two cases.
Yeah.
Fan man yi.
And
Fan
Sylvia.
man yi.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, due to starvation and desperation, Sylvia would be eating food that is well past its expiration dates just to try and at least get some sort of food. So, now it's fall time, school's starting again, and sort of in a form of retaliation, Sylvia had started to spread rumors around the school saying that Paula and Stephanie, Gertrude's daughters, were prostitutes. It makes sense why she did this for Paula, but I'm not sure why she said it about Stephanie because she would try and help Sylvia sometimes. But Stephanie, because of this, had now been approached by boys who were saying things like how they would like to hit Stephanie up and all that. So when they returned home that day, Stephanie had confronted Sylvia, and Sylvia admitted that she had said these things. So Stephanie punched Sylvia in the stomach, and when Stephanie's boyfriend, Coy Hubbard, heard about this, he attacked Sylvia, slapping her, banging her head on the wall, and flipped her backwards onto the floor. Yeah. Now, some of the other neighborhood kids had also joined in, and it is said that Gertrude would charge the neighborhood kids 5 cents to beat, scald, burn, and mutilate Sylvia.
5 cents?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. At one point, a father of one of the neighborhood boys, who was named John Monroe, had placed an anonymous call to the high school to say that there was a girl with open sores across her entire body living in the Banaszewski home. Sylvia had not been attending school for a few days, so one of the school nurses went to the house to check in and kind of see what was going on, and Gertrude had told her that Sylvia ran away the previous week and that she had no idea where Sylvia could be, claiming that Sylvia was out of control and that the sores on her body were as a result of Sylvia not maintaining her personal hygiene.
So you get sores on your body from not maintaining personal hygiene.
Yeah, cigarette burns and
Hmm.
Yeah. Cuts,
Bruises.
everything.
scars, shit like that.
Wow.
That's what you get when you don't shower.
I guess.
Gertrude told the nurse that Sylvia was a bad influence on her kids and even her own sister. What? I can't read that.
Do you get into what they carved on her
Yeah,
body?
that's
Okay.
yeah. So because of this,
I
Huh?
did 2 minutes of research.
Oh.
I swear.
the nurse made no further investigation into Sylvia's well-being, taking Gertrude's story for what it was. One of the next-door neighbors, Raymond and Phyllis Vermillion, initially considered
Vermillion?
yeah,
That's a Slipknot song.
or Vermillion, initially considered that Gertrude was an ideal caregiver to Sylvia and Jenny. They had visited the house twice during Sylvia and Jenny's stay, and on both visits, the neighbors had observed that Paula was physically abusing Sylvia, and Sylvia had a black eye during this time. Paula openly bragged about her abuse like she wasn't even trying to hide it, and somehow the Vernillians
Fuck Paula.
still thought that Gertrude was a good caregiver.
And yet there's no oven in the house. But it's a good house for
And
them.
there's five
Five-
kids sleeping
yeah.
on one mattress.
Wow.
On their second visit, they had noted that Sylvia had a somewhat zombified appearance, yet they never reported anything to authorities. Yeah. So
That just doesn't make sense to me.
No.
I know.
Mm-mm.
So Sylvia and Jenny's parents, when the carnival was on break, would come and visit the girls. Well, no, just the dad because the mom was in jail.
He doesn't go into the fucking house.
Well, let me finish. There was really no information on how those visits went, like if they came into the home or just met them somewhere. If they did come into the home, the house was 2 levels, so if they came in, they would only have seen like the living room and the kitchen and not the condition of the bedrooms, so they wouldn't have realized how bad things were, and they were never able to see just like where they were sleeping and stuff. Maybe Sylvia had a long sleeves on so that her dad wouldn't be able to see the burns, but Gertrude was always in the rooms when they were doing visits. So the girls never said anything, and they never seemed to be in distress when the parents, the dad, were there. So to the dad, everything probably seemed like it was going great. Apparently, during one of their last visits, or the last visit, in late August, when the dad had left, Gertrude had turned to Sylvia and was taunting her, saying, "What are you going to do now, Sylvia? They're gone."
Like, imagine having your parent in arm's reach and not being able to say anything.
I was just gonna say, if I was a kid and like even like my babysitters, they did one thing wrong. Like I bit
the
my
first thing
babysitter
was-
once, and she bit me back because my dad told her, "Well, bite her, like just like bite her back,
Yeah.
she'll learn." And as soon as I saw my dad, I was like, "Dad, she bit me." Sorry.
In
So many side quest stories.
In September, Jenny and Sylvia are at a local park and end up running into their older sister, Diana. And they had told her about the abuse that was going on and added specifically how it's mostly towards Sylvia. And somehow Diana thought that the girls were just exaggerating.
Are you fucking kidding
Yeah.
me? You stupid bitch.
Sometimes Lester, the girl's dad, would turn hit them with a belt when they were being disciplined, like spank them with a belt, which I feel like was common then,
Yeah.
but not like as extreme as Gertrude's.
No.
Abuse.
Beating.
Yeah. Oh, so Diana kind of thought that they were just over exaggerating and reacting to like what was happening to them. But regardless, Diana didn't really do anything to help them. A side note is that Diana was on the outs with the family, and the parents had actually forbid Diana from talking or trying to communicate with the girls in any way. So there wasn't really a good relationship to balance off of when she ran into them. She couldn't tell the difference between what was real and what was just them overreacting. Somehow, around October 1st, Diana got the address to the Baniszewski house and came to visit, but Gertrude had refused to let her come in, saying that she had received a message from the parents to not let Diana come into her home or to see the girls. So Gertrude made Diana leave her property, and just about 2 weeks later, Diana ran into Jenny separately, and she had asked about Sylvia. Jenny replied saying, "I can't tell you or I'm going to get in trouble." The last day that Sylvia was allowed to attend school was October 6th. And apparently Sylvia did not have enough money to pay for her gym uniform, so she just ended up taking one of the like spare dirty used ones, just like left around at school. And Gertrude found out about this, and I called you.
Vamp.
I called you last night.
You called me?
Yeah.
Totally a side note, we thought that
Is he calling
Jordan
you now?
called
Yeah.
Abby.
Do I answer?
Answer.
Hello? We're-
Tell-
You're on the pod.
You're
by
on the
way.
podcast.
Say hi.
Oh shit.
Say hi.
Hello everybody. What's the topic?
My case.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The case that you haven't told me about really.
No,
You have to listen.
watch the episode.
Of course.
Yeah, but you haven't watched any of them.
Jordan!
Time.
You can listen to it when you water
Drive.
plants.
You can listen to you when you drive.
But then I don't get the visual appeal.
There's no
This one's
visual
not
this
gonna have
one.
He doesn't get
visual.
to stare at you, Abby, is what
Yeah,
he's
I
trying
know,
to say.
yeah, no camera.
Did you not hear what Autumn just said?
No.
So he doesn't get to stare at you, Abby, is what he's trying to say.
No! The truth comes out.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
silence.
Maybe.
Is there something you needed, Jordan?
I told Abby I'd call her when I got off work.
Oh.
I thought we
Is
were
it
gonna
9:30 already?
record earlier. We started late.
Do you what are you doing? Just recording until
What are you doing?
Just recording in what?
recording until when?
We have like another 15.
We have
Okay. Do you want to do something after you?
Oh my god!
I
Jordan.
don't know. I will text you once we're done.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a good podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. He said, so do you want
You
to
wanna
do
do
something after you record? As if it's just like a normal conversation. We're all like, okay, Jordan, we have to record.
So you want to do something there, or I can't stand him sometimes.
I really hope that that's left in.
Girl, you are wiggling this table like
I'm
a
sorry.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
I just got whacked by my microphone 6 times.
I'm sorry.
Sorry to those who probably could hear my teeth smacking the foam.
Okay.
Back to the story.
Yeah, but
Oh.
Ma'am, I was wiping the cum dust
oh,
off.
I thought
Don't say that! Excuse me? The
Jamie,
cum
cut
ball
that out.
dust.
cut that
Cum
out.
ball dust. No, it's just sugar. I was wiping it off my fucking pants.
Sure
and
it
I just
is.
slapped it.
I thought you
Sure
were
it
mimicking
is.
me typing.
No.
Okay,
was at
can
one
I
point,
finish my
no.
story?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, so once Gertrude found out about Sylvia taking the gym uniform, she ended up fully pulling Sylvia out of school. So Gertrude called the school and told them that Sylvia no longer had an interest in attending, and obviously at this time it was normal for people to just drop out of high school.
Yeah, sorry, my kid just like
Doesn't
Doesn't wanna do
doesn't
it
care,
anymore.
just doesn't want to do it. So the school was like, okay, whatever, didn't really do anything. But Jenny continued to go to school. This is where things start to get out of control. A lot. Very much out of control. Trigger warning, times 55.
Trigger warning.
So a lot of the times now, Sylvia was sent to live in the basement more often. This is now October, where the weather is cold, and it's an unfinished basement, so it's kind of gross. Well, it is gross. It's, like, wet and everything. Just not a good place to be, as if any place in that house is a good place to be. The abuse at this time is ramping up a lot. Coy, Stephanie's boyfriend, was becoming one of the primary attackers,
Oh.
basically slamming Sylvia into the concrete floor, tying her up for days. And on top of that, there are school kids still coming over and participating in these beatings. They're taking Gertrude's lead a lot of the time and following her instructions. They would practice their judo on her, burning cigarettes on her body. And then Jenny had also received a beating during this time because Jenny had borrowed a shoe for her
my
good foot for
gosh.
gym class. And Gertrude did not like that.
for her good foot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gertrude, at this point, was finding every and any excuse to beat the girls, if not none at all. Jenny is still going to school at this time, but isn't reporting anything out of the pure fear of retaliation from Gertrude. The abuse was now getting so bad that Sylvia was getting incontinent. I typed that word and I can't even read it. I don't know. It's incontinent, which means that she has no control over when and where she's going to the bathroom.
Oh.
And was then banished to the basement.
Oh, wait, incontinence?
Yeah. Which then
I scheduled for that.
the basement
Jenny can
has
help you.
the basement has no bathroom, so she's basically just forced to piss herself.
And she's sitting in that
Yep.
for hours on end.
Yep.
Can you imagine the rashes?
Yeah.
The
Including all
UTI,
having
the
all of the
yeast
burns and
infection.
She was often kept naked in the basement and wasn't allowed food or water. To take a 16-year-old girl and strip her naked in front of the neighbors, which is like the ultimate humiliation, and then beat and abuse her, probably did not put her in a good mental space at all.
No.
Because, I mean, who would be?
No
So
one.
Sylvia is basically starving at this point. And at one point of Gertrude, Jesus Christ. And at one point, one of Gertrude's sons was tormenting her and was offering her a bowl of soup. And then at the last minute, kind of like pulled it away from her before she could even eat it. Just like, oh, come and get it, come and get it.
Oh
Nope.
my god.
Yeah.
You gotta be
Rat
quicker
bastard.
than
The guy with the fishing pole.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
and the dollar bill.
Yes.
Sylvia is now suffering from extreme malnutrition, and who knows what is going through her head. Sylvia had cried to Jenny saying, "I know you don't want me to die, but I'm going to die, I can tell." So she knew that it was coming. As Sylvia continued to deteriorate, she started to even have problems moving her limbs. Gertrude would somehow then let her sleep on the mattress upstairs and somehow find the smallest crumb of compassion to let her do that. Like, "Oh, I just beat the living shit out of you. You can sleep on the
somewhere."
mattress. I guess you get the
With
mattress."
4 other fucking
Yeah.
kids.
One night, Sylvia secretly whispered to Jenny to sneak this. Okay, before I say this part is like extremely disgusting. So extreme trigger warning. So she asked Jenny to go and get her a glass of water. And the following morning, Gertrude had found that Sylvia had wet herself and made Sylvia strip down and insert an empty Coke bottle in her vagina. And had her do this in front of all the other children and then banished her back down to the basement.
The fuck?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So you pee all over yourself. Let me put something up your vagina.
I don't know.
Whoa,
Oh my god.
You don't even
Why
pee
is
out of that
the
hole.
one time that she punishes her for it by sticking that up her after she
She
has to-
probably caused the incontinence.
Yeah,
she
has to. She literally has
Stress
to pee
incontinence.
down there.
Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
no way that she can sit there and not do anything. But the one time out of nowhere, she's like, let's do this.
Wow.
That makes no sense.
So shortly after Sylvia was banished to the basement, she was told to return to the kitchen and again was ordered to strip down. And Gertrude said, "You have branded my daughters, and now I'm going to brand you." Basically, when she told the school that her daughters were prostitutes. Yeah. She then began to carve the words, "I am a prostitute and I am proud of it," into Sylvia's abdomen with a heated needle.
Oh my
Gertrude, of
God.
course, is weak and debilitated, so she passed the needle over to her 14-year-old neighbor, Richard Hobbs, who finishes the job, who didn't even know what he was writing because he couldn't spell the word prostitute. So sweet old Gertrude would sit there and spell it out for him and guide him on basically what to doing.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Yeah. During this process, Gertrude took Jenny to the store. So, it must have been after because she's helping him not smell. During this process, Gertrude took Jenny to the store, so she had no idea what was going on with her sister. Hobbs and 10-year-old Shirley Baniszewski then led Sylvia back down to the basement where they used an anchor S-hook as a branding device so that the letter S would forever be burned into her skin on her left breast. They ended up messing up, and they branded what looked like the letter number 3 into her skin. The letter 3. Gertrude then said,
How did they mess this up?
I know. It's supposed to be an S, and now it's a 3. Gertrude then said to her, "What are you going to do, Sylvia? You can't get married now," basically because of all the mutilation and everything that's going on. Later that day, Gertrude made Sylvia display the carving on her stomach to the whole neighborhood, telling people that she received the carving at a sex party. The next day, Gertrude forces Sylvia to write a letter saying, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Likens, I went with a gang of boys," which makes no sense because why would you write "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Likens"?
That's your
if
mom
it's to
and
your
dad.
parents? Wouldn't you just say
That
mom and
should have
dad?
been the first fucking clue to their parents.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But anyway, so "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Likens, I went with a gang of boys in the middle of the night, and they said they would pay me if I would give them some things. So I got in the car, and they all got what they wanted. When they were finished, they beat me up and left sores all over my face and body. They also put this on my stomach. I am a prostitute, and I am proud of it. I have done just about everything I could to make Gertrude mad and caused Gertie, her nickname or whatever, more money than she has got. I tore her up a new mattress and peed on it. I've also caused Gertie doctor bills that she can't pay and made her a nervous wreck, and all of her kids." After writing the letter, John took Sylvia and tied up her wrists to the basement railing where her feet are barely touching the ground, and she is basically just dangling from her wrist. He then force-fed her crackers that she didn't want, and she was so dehydrated that she couldn't even swallow the crackers. He's also punching her in the stomach as she's trying to somehow swallow these crackers. And in this process, he also, for some god-awful reason, made her also eat the contents of his younger brother's diaper.
So she had to eat the diaper contents.
Yep.
Yeah. That is
What
rough.
in the fuck?
Can you imagine just going through all of this torture at 16 years old and then like just mentally being forced to write that letter of I caused this, I did this?
Yeah.
Like, you know, after someone gets tortured or abused so much, they start to think that it really was them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
is
if it
horrible.
was their parents that probably came back at one point, I'm hoping they fucking do, because I'm sorry, but if I said to my parents and I said, hi, Mr. and Mrs., I'm not saying my last name, but they'd be like, what the fuck?
Who
Mhm.
wrote
Some
this?
bullshit.
Yeah.
It wasn't her.
Also, just a side note that the son that made her do this is 12 years old.
Wait, the son that made her eat the
That tied
diaper
her up and force-fed her crackers.
while
and then,
punching her.
Yep, and then made her eat the younger brother's diaper is 12 years old. Yeah.
What the hell?
They are all
I
fucked.
want to know how all of the fucking neighbor kids and
Didn't
one
it
of
say a fucking peep?
No.
and then would do that. How do you, like, mentally as a 10-year-old or however fucking old you are, beat the fuck out of some random 16-year-old that you have no idea who the fuck
Yeah.
is?
You know how much kids talk though, and none of the parents
Yeah,
heard
exactly.
anything?
Exactly.
And if I swear to God, if some parent was like, "Oh, it's just those little kid random,"
They're
kids,"
just making it up. Huh?
how do they know that to
Yeah.
begin with?
Yeah, most time if a kid like said something like that during school, the school is required to do a wellness check.
But again, this was 1960s.
Yeah, 65. Do we want to do part 2?
I think we're going to
Probably.
need a part 2.
Yeah,
Make sure you leave it
Mm-hmm.
where you're at so that way you know. And then that was part 1 of Sylvia. What's her last name?
Likens.
Likens. Come next week and we will have part 2. And then I think
It's not next week, is it?
next Wednesday. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
No.
next.
No, next
Monday.
Monday.
Monday. This is
Thurs-
going up Thursday.
Yes.
Then
Next-
part 2 will be on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So come back next Monday to hear part 2.
we're gonna do it.
We're just going to have him be posted on Thursday, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
So it won't be
We
true
will
come
have a
Thursday.
guest
We
coming.
are having our first guest.
Dylan.
Ooh,
Yes.
Dylan.
My current neighbor, Jenna's former neighbor, my longtime friend.
Dilly Poo.
Get prepared for that one. That will
He's
be
got
after
some-
part 2.
He's
He
got some
hears that
interesting
and he's not
thoughts.
coming back on now.
No.
He does have some interesting thoughts, so be prepared.
Yes, we're just going to be
Yes.
listening to his thoughts and going over them. And then I guess maybe we can share some of our random thoughts that
Yeah.
he brings
it'll
up.
Be it'll be a random kind.
Yeah.
It's like a yeah.
It'll be a
one-off.
breather after this case.
oh
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I'll say that just being part 1. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
be sure to like
Like.
and follow our Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify.
Make
The
sure to leave
Hive
some
Mind.
comments.
Yeah. Leave
Yeah.
some
Leave
comments.
some
Yeah.
comments.
Tell us what you think.
It could just simply be hi.
Yeah.
We would love
Tell us
love
about
to
your
see
day.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear about
Tell
our
us your
day. What
favorite
about
color in the
yours?
comments.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, leave your
Yeah.
favorite color.
That's a good one.
We'll read
But
them
be
next time.
descriptive, like the blue of
Of the
Dory the
sky.
fish,
Yes.
or
Of the sky.
the orange of a toucan.
Yeah. That
But-
one.
Descriptive. Descriptive comments only.
Yes. Be sure
Or
to
the
come back
orange of
though.
a toucan. Yes, come back. We love you guys.
Thank
Love you.
you.
Thank
Adios.
you. Bye.